Welcome back. We've all heard the term girl boss, but is the pressure to do it all actually leaving women burned out? Trauma healer and embodiment coach Monica Yates is here to flip the script.
Yes, in her book, Becoming Her, she explores how balancing masculine and feminine energy can help women lead with confidence without losing themselves in the hustle. Thanks so much
thanks
for
joining
being
us
here.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just kind of jumping right in, why do you think the girl boss mentality is leaving so many women feeling exhausted?
Because they feel like in order to be quote unquote successful as a woman in society these days, they have to just be achieving. And I mean, that word just is like we use it as I'm just a stay-at-home mom. We aren't giving ourselves permission as women to do less and see that that still makes us inherently worthy as women.
Absolutely.
Interesting
I think
tip.
that's such a great way to put it. And I'm curious how women can kind of embrace that femininity without feeling like they aren't achieving, they're giving up power.
Well, I mean, I'm a prime example, right? I'm 7.5 months pregnant, doing my book launch. Like, I'm not telling any woman that you have to, be at home baking muffins every day or dress a certain way or anything like that. My take on being in your feminine is really about being in alignment in the given season of life. So if your season of life right now as a woman is to be working on your career and climbing up the ladders, then amazing. If that's making you feel alive in your body, fantastic. However, if your season of life right now is going into motherhood or looking after your children, why do we see one as more successful or crushing it, quote unquote, over the other one? So feminine energy is really about, can we give ourselves permission as women to actually do what makes us happy?
I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I know that a lot of women deal with burnout. So can you talk about what that looks like for women and how they can shift into maybe a healthy rhythm?
Yeah. In my last 8 years of coaching women and men, what I've realized is that the women that are burnt out, it's not just the usual, oh, it's work that's burning me out or this that's burning me out. We can often blame those sorts of things. It's actually a lack of joy in our lives, and we are making too many decisions. We as women these days, I'm an independent woman and a girl boss and blah, blah, blah. We are so afraid of letting go of control. We are afraid of letting our partner lead or trusting that somebody else's decision or somebody else's direction could be great. And it's actually the decision fatigue that is exhausting a lot of women, making them complain about the mental load and experiencing burnout.
Yeah, exhaustion fatigue, such an
Yeah.
interesting term there. Let's say that there are women who are like primary earners or breadwinners, for lack of a better term. How can those women maintain balance in their relationships?
Yeah, the first thing is that you need to understand that money isn't inherently masculine. A lot of us, and this is something that I've had to work on reprogramming for myself, a lot of us women feel like if I'm the one making the money, then I'm the provider and the protector. But in reality, there are so many other ways that you can be providing and protecting as a man that is irrelevant to money. And so for the women listening, can they think about their partner and how else he is providing and protecting you and your family, if you have a family, that is not about money? And how can you just take a moment to reflect as a woman how you're engaging in your relationship with money and showing up with money in your relationship that is putting you in the default of like, I'm the man in the relationship, because that's what's throwing the polarity.
Yeah, interesting. So what does feminine leadership really look like, and how can it lead to more success with less stress?
It's really about tuning into our operating system as women. We are not the same as men. And I know that can be triggering for some people to hear, but just, even the most obvious example is we have a cycle. How we're operating in our luteal phase, we all know as women, is not the same as how we were operating the week prior and how we were feeling the week prior. And so feminine leadership is actually about giving ourselves permission to operate as women, to lead as women, rather than thinking that the only way to be successful in any, given area of life is, oh, I have to lead like a man, because you don't have to lead like a man to still be just as successful as a man.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for those
yes.
great tips.
Thank
Thanks for
you
joining.
so
If you all
much.
are interested in more, Becoming Her is the name of the book where Monica talks about all these topics and more. Thanks for joining us
Thank
today.
you, Monica.